So the Chicago Bears have made it official and they have drafted Caleb Williams, the best prospect we've seen at the quarterback position since probably Andrew Luck. And I think Ryan Poles has made all the right decisions over the past couple of seasons. The guy's a phenomenal general manager, and today we're going to get into the tape of Caleb Williams. And we're going to break down what Caleb Williams does on tape that really sticks out for me, specifically around his decision making, his ability to create, kind of how he reads and processes the field. Here's a great pass right here by the quarterback. He's going to basically hit this for a touchdown. Great pass, leads his wide receiver. But there's a lot within this play that I want to first talk about. So pre-snap, you see that there's two safeties that are kind of splitting the middle of the field. But at the same time, if you guys look at this safety here specifically, based off of how he's in line, you can almost think that he's lined up in some sort of man-to-man coverage over the tight end. And if it's not man-to-man, he's definitely coming down into the box based off of his alignment. Now the quarterback's going to put the running back in motion, and as soon as the safety here comes down into the box, you know you have man-to-man coverage across the board. So with that, right away, Caleb Williams knows where he wants to go. He wants to throw this to the corner because he reads man-to-man coverage. Corner routes, post routes, generally speaking, are man beaters, and you see Caleb Williams do a phenomenal job. And he puts the ball exactly where it has to go. Now, the thing that's important about this play that sticks out to me is not only does 46 kind of give this away, but as Williams puts the running back in motion, watch the eyes of Caleb Williams. Watch how he's going to read over here to the right of your screen towards the bottom. He's going to keep an eye on the safety. Right there, you can see that helmet turn. And he's going to read the safety. As soon as he gets the snap, he recognizes the safety comes down. He knows exactly where he's going to go with the football at this point, and he's going to hit it for a really, really nice pass into the corner, and you get the touchdown here. Beautiful pass, beautiful read by Caleb Williams. Let's get into the next snap. You're going to get a really nice play here by Caleb Williams. He's going to get pressured. He's going to have to navigate within the pocket, and he's going to get the ball out. You know, there's a lot of people who believe Caleb Williams is not a pocket passer, and I think that's absolutely ridiculous. If there's a pocket passer in this quarterback, Caleb Williams is it. Yes, the guy creates plays, and you cannot overlook that fact. But there are so many great examples on tape like this right here. To me, it's a beautiful play by Caleb Williams. So right away, he's going to get the ball, and as he takes the snap, play action, 1, 2, 3. As he hits his third step, he's already getting pressure here. He's going to have to jump to the right. You get pressure from the side. He's going to climb up. And as all of this is going on, he's still going to be able to get the pass off. To me, just a beautiful job by the quarterback, and he puts it high for the wide receiver. So as the wide receiver catches the ball and he takes the hit will be low to his legs, as opposed to if the ball's low, the wide receiver will take a hit higher up. So to me, great job right here by Caleb Williams. Not only navigating the pocket, putting the ball exactly where a wide receiver would want. I think one of the underrated aspects of Caleb Williams is his ability to read coverage. On this one, you got one safety deep, which generally means cover 3 zone defense or cover 1 man-to-man defense. But as he puts his wide receiver in motion here, watch the rotation by the safeties. So to me, because of the fact that the safety swapped, I now know this is actually going to be a cover 3 zone defense. And in a cover 3 zone, you want to attack this between the vertical hooks and the linebacker here. So you want to attack somewhere in between here, maybe over the top right behind them. And this is going to be a one-step drop. And Williams is going to go to his wide receiver here, who he's going to put into motion one more time. But unfortunately, the wide receiver just takes too long to get open. He takes too long to actually run the route. He has a lot of wasted steps in the backfield. So you'll see this here. The ball gets snapped. The wide receiver in the backfield really hasn't even started his route. He's kind of wasting some steps. And as Williams looks over here to possibly throw it to his wide receiver, the linebacker is going to get underneath that. So the receiver running this quick slant here is not going to be able to get open. Now with that, you'll also see that one of his offensive linemen is going to get his ass kicked up front. So Williams is basically going to be instantly pressured, and he does what he does really, really well, which is his ability to create plays, his ability to make the smart decision, and more than that, just read coverage. Read which guys are open, which guys aren't going to be open because maybe something takes too long. And everything about this play right here is exactly what the Chicago Bears are going to get with Caleb Williams. It's a guy who understands coverage. It's a guy who understands rotations. It's a guy who understands how to, if I look over here to the right, will I be able to complete the pass, or maybe a wide receiver is a little slow. And then just the fact that he gets pressured pretty much right away from the inside here, and he feels it and he's able to get out of there. It's just perfect to me. It's just beautiful. And he completes the pass at the end of this, as you guys can see. phenomenal football player Caleb Williams is. Check this play out. You're going to get a whip route here at the bottom of your screen. Caleb Williams is going to have a one-step drop. He's going to read this at the bottom. It's not going to be open. And then look at him make the play. Look at him create this play right here. I love the fact that he recognizes it, that it's not open. And he just does what I think people realize that this guy can do. One of my favorite things with Williams is he's very, very poised. You know, if it's not there, he's not going to take it. All right. Generally speaking, he does not throw interceptions. He does not throw bad passes. And you can see him kind of manipulate guys the way he ultimately does. On this play here, it's a great example of him as he rolls out of his pocket. I mean, he has a guy that has him dead to rights. Number 10 should make the tackle here. But the fact that Caleb Williams slows himself down, starts looking over to the right of your screen, that's going to make number 10 hesitate towards the inside, and you see Williams just kind of get right around him. Right? So to me, that's such a great job to be able to manipulate the defender and to get outside of him, and then with that, keep your eyes downfield and hit your wide receiver for the touchdown. I mean, that's just a really, really nice job right there. Alrighty, guys, you got another play here. The USC offense is going to design a deep pass. They're going to design a play that's designed specifically to come back and hit to the left here. And Caleb Williams does not like what he sees, and he also doesn't have the time. So he's going to buy himself some more time, and he's going to create a play once again. All right, he's going to create magic. Now, this play right here was designed specifically for Williams to play action to the running back, step over here, and then essentially throw it back over here to the right. He's going to have a wide receiver running this post, but he's going to basically be double covered, and Williams does not like that. All right, so he's going to stop himself. He's going to look over here to the side. Doesn't like the matchup here. He also has a guy right in his face, so he knows he's not going to be able to step into the throw. So with that, Williams is going to make a guy miss, make a second guy miss, and as he's going to take off running here at the very last moment, you're going to see a guy come towards him. He's going to just flick it right over the top, and the offense is going to pick up about 8 yards on this one. This is the beauty in Caleb Williams' ability to create plays. He's a very smart football player. So even at the very last moment, he will still get the ball out if he has to. Right? And he'll make people miss. He'll make safeties miss. He'll make defensive linemen miss. And he'll be able to continue to look downfield and get the ball out. You guys, check this play out. You're going to get a run pass option here by Caleb Williams. He's going to do a phenomenal job making the read. And this one's going to hit for a 11-yard touchdown. Beautiful job just throwing the ball, giving your wide receiver the opportunity, understanding the route combination, understanding the leverage here by the cornerback. So right away, Williams is going to flash the football. He's going to get his eyes here to the safety. The safety is going to come down. See the tight end and guard here both pulling. So as soon as the safety comes down, Williams is going to pull the football. And he's going to just throw it out there, understanding the safety over here at the top is not going to be able to come down quick enough. He's going to put the ball out. And as he puts the ball out there, the wide receiver finds it. Perfect job right there by Caleb Williams to read, recognize, get the ball out, and throw the touchdown on this one. I think one of the things with Shane Waldron and the way he runs his offense very similarly fits Caleb Williams in the style of offense he likes to run or what he's had success with in college. Run pass option is one of those things that Waldron did a ton with the Seahawks. I think it's something that he's going to bring to the Chicago Bears as well. I know Luke Getsy also ran that a lot, but Getsy was a little bit different. I think Waldron's a better offensive coach. And I also think Caleb Williams is going to be the best quarterback the Bears have had in a really, really long time. Now, Caleb Williams is not as athletic as some of the other quarterbacks in this class, but the guy's still a very, very good playmaker. He can run the read options. He can run the run pass options. He'll be able to do all the little things you need. I mean, look at him just make these people miss. And this is some nasty, nasty work right here. To me, Caleb Williams is still good enough to be able to make people miss. I mean, you see it right away. Look at this move he puts on this linebacker. He's going to fake him back to the inside, just straight up running right around him. The safety fakes him, spins him out. I mean, that right there is beautiful, beautiful work by Caleb Williams. Again, I think his athleticism is a little underrated. I think people don't realize that how good of an athlete he still is. I just wanted to point that out. Let's get into the next snap. You got another one once again. Caleb Williams is going to get pressured. He's going to get out of there, and he's going to pick up a really, really nice amount of yards on this one. Once again, just a beautiful job creating, being able to go through the reads. What he initially sees isn't there, makes a couple guys miss, takes off. And this is why it's so hard to defend Caleb Williams. And it's part of why Williams is going to go so high in the draft, right? It's because of plays like this. Now, before we end the video, I do want to just take a second to go over a couple of plays with Caleb Williams, specifically about one thing that I've kind of realized he's not great at. It's something he needs to continue to develop. Plus, he had 3 interceptions against Notre Dame. I want to take a look at that as well. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. And it's really going to just be his ball placement. And I'll be the first to tell you guys, ball placement's a little overrated, especially when you look at guys that are in the NFL. Right, the guy that's the very best when it comes to ball placement versus the guy that's the worst in the NFL in terms of starting quarterback, in terms of ball placement, is really not that big of a difference, right? These are NFL quarterbacks. We're not talking about high school guys. But one of the things with Caleb Williams that I've noticed is in the past, sometimes he does struggle with ball placement, especially in the corner of the end zones. Now, I personally have noticed he's worse throwing it to the right corner as opposed to the left corner. He's definitely better. The first play we saw in this film breakdown, it was a deep pass to the bottom left. He hit it perfectly. On this one here, it's a 7-step drop. He's going to step up into it, and you'll see the pass is going to end up going out of bounds. So to me, you got to do a better job with ball placement just a little bit. And I think, of course, this is something he'll continue to develop. He'll continue to get better at. And on this one here, he obviously ends up missing it. Now with that, there was a little bit of pressure, so you can factor that in on this one. But again, I would have liked for him to be able to hit his wide receiver here in the end zone, or at least keep the ball in the field of play. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and just continue to get into a little bit of the criticism of Caleb Williams. Again, I think these are things that people hold against him a little bit. The Notre Dame game specifically had 3 interceptions. A lot of people hold that against him. And here's the thing with the Notre Dame tape, in my opinion. I think Notre Dame as an overall team is definitely better than USC as an overall team. Right? For example, I think the front 7 Notre Dame has is probably better than the front 7 that USC had. And with that, you see plays like this where guys basically go unblocked. Caleb Williams is play actioning on this one, and he hasn't even pulled the football yet, and there's already a guy in his face. So he's going to rush the pass a little bit. Keep in mind, his tight end's wide open, so the decision is the right decision. But unfortunately, because the O-line didn't hold up, the pass goes high and it is intercepted. Yeah, the interception is going to count against Caleb Williams 100%. Here's the second interception that he threw. This one's going to come on some miscommunication. Williams is going to try to make a play. The wide receiver runs a different route than what Williams thought. You also see a little bit of pressure initially by the blitzing slot here. Running back really doesn't pick it up, and you see that guy's going to basically pressure the quarterback. And the quarterback's going to try to hit the wide receiver running across the middle of the field. You'll see the wide receiver is going to turn back upwards for some reason, as opposed to just running this the way he's already running it. And with Williams being pressured, he's going to throw it, thinking the wide receiver will run straight. Instead, doesn't work out. And he ends up throwing an interception on this one. And they return it all the way down to the 1-yard line. But of course, with that being stated, this interception is definitely on Williams. He's the one that threw it. But you can also see that there's some issues within the blocking up front. The wide receivers and playmakers, you can see, are not on the same page as the quarterback. And I think this one was 100% a bad decision by Caleb Williams. Of course, this was the 3rd interception that he threw in that same game. This is one of the plays where you throw the ball away. You don't want to be throwing it running to your left, and then you're kind of throwing it cross-body. And it's hard, right? Because if you're running to the left the way Caleb Williams is here, you're not necessarily seeing like on this side of kind of what's going on. He obviously is the guy he's not going to see. Yeah, he may be open, but to me, it's just a bad decision by Williams. Should not have thrown it. It gets intercepted, as you guys can see. The 3rd interception against Notre Dame. Of course, this is the game that people talk about when they talk about Williams and his struggles. Now, of course, people hold the Notre Dame game against Caleb Williams. But 3 of his 5 interceptions for the season came against this one team. And USC doesn't play Notre Dame every single year. And you can just see the level of competition. Right? Guys are just struggling to do basic things like block the guy in front of them. You see on this one, the right tackle is going to just get his ass kicked right away. And Williams doesn't even have the time to get the ball out. To me, this right here is more so on the team not being good enough, right? So that's kind of my take on this one game. Again, a lot of people have talked about it, and you can just see play in, play out. USC was basically getting manhandled up front. So with that being stated, I think Caleb Williams was the right decision for the Chicago Bears. It just makes a ton of sense. The guy's the best quarterback prospect we've seen in a number of years. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing. We will definitely be covering Caleb Williams as we go forward. And we'll continue to be covering the Chicago Bears, generally speaking, O-line, D-line, really get into some of the tape. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, I don't do quarterback breakdowns, but I did want to do one of Caleb Williams because I know there's a lot of Bears fans that watch this content. You guys got a solid quarterback, solid offensive coordinator, solid offensive line, some wide receivers, some good defensive guys. You should be excited for this season, man. There's a lot of really, really good things to come. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.